Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to CFFL Year 20. It is just hard to believe. I mean, when I say it, I just get overcome with emotion. Football is back. The leaves are not turning quite yet, but I know that it's not too far away. And, the three of us, I've got a couple of co-hosts here today, just decided that, we wanted more draft talk. This morning, what we had was phenomenal. It was great, but we want a little bit more. So allow me the opportunity to introduce who I've got with me today. We'll talk briefly about what we're going to do, and then we're going to jump into it. First off, I have a league original with me. I call him Pops. You might call him Randy. Randy, what's going on?
Not too much. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Two of my favorite boys. For sure, we go back a long way, but this has been fun. Yep, I was there when it all started in 2004. Dan and I were working together. I'd already been in one league, and he came with this idea of the scoring system. I said, man, I like this better. And it's been fun, and it's so good that I copied it in the new league I'm starting. So that's how I feel about that part of it.
Yeah, amen to that. I love it. This is year 20 for the league, like I said. Year 20 for you as well. Yep. My other co-host, you might know him as Buck Nuts. I call him Drew. My kids call him Uncle Drew. We've got Drew with us. This is year 13 for you. I don't know if you saw that, but starting year 13, welcome aboard. How's it going?
Yeah, good. 13 feels like forever. It's been a lot of fun. And, finally I got the dead weight shed. I think that was in 2017 because then I won the league in 2018, naturally. So now that it's just me, obviously I'm probably going to win again this year. That's just kind of how I roll.
And, we don't want to spoil our Super Bowl picks, which is something we will get to. Obviously, Drew's kind of hinting at maybe what he's got coming down the road. The dead weight that he's referring to, some of the new people might not realize who that person is also related to some of the dead weight that Pops got rid of not too long.
I think Mike.
We've got Mr. Dave, the father, and Mr. Pat, the son. Used to be in this league. There was a tumultuous exit there for one, and then the other one kind of saw his way out afterwards. But those are the dead weights you're referring to.
We've done well without them.
Yeah. What do you guys think? It has been 20 years. There was a lot said at the draft this morning about just the fact that this is year number 20. What are some of the memories that you look back on? Anything that you've really enjoyed about this league?
Well, for me, it's the camaraderie. First of all, it's the draft in-person meeting with Angelo supplying the food that's fantastic that I missed greatly.
I was just going to say that. I think it's the Italian subs that we don't get anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like we're missing an aspect of the draft.
Yep, that was in the firehouse, doing it at the firehouse with Bill Brewer, and having him stop by the draft today on the conference call was outstanding to see him back. So that's what I like about it. It's all good friends. I mean, it's a great community when we started it, and you guys coming in and added to it. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, something I didn't say. Year 15 is the year for me. And I remember, just jumping in. I think the foundation that we had with having all those in-person drafts on the front end has really helped us kind of carry over. I know we started this virtual aspect of it when COVID hit, but I think that's one of the reasons why we're able to kind of keep this going and keep the group kind of tight. One thing I'd like to see this year is a little bit more interaction on the message boards. And I know that that's one thing that I hope to kind of, I guess, do myself and throw some things out there. We're going to throw a couple different ideas out there, but we can get into that stuff here in a little while. We've got some categories that I sent you guys. For the watchers, the listeners, we're going to run through a couple of different things. I'm going to list them briefly here, and then we're going to dive into each one of them. But we've already kind of started with one thing we love about the league. I want to talk briefly about maybe one thing we might want to change or one issue we could see addressing. I want to talk about the coaches that scare us as individual coaches. We're going to talk about the steal of the draft. We've got a special code named worst pick of the draft, which we'll get to in a minute. I don't want to spoil. And then we're going to go through divisional breakdowns, Eastern, Central, Western. We're going to follow it up with our Super Bowl picks, a little earnings breakdown, maybe a little preview of who we think might be the next HOF Hall of Fame inductee. We're going to sign off. You guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll.
Drew, we didn't get a chance to really hear what you had to say. One of the things that you love about the league.
Oh, the Italian subs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the pizza and the Italian subs, Angelo. Yeah. I almost feel bad when I make fun of them on the message board because those Italian subs, I mean, you can't beat those. I'm still going to make fun of him on the message board. I'm just saying that we always appreciate his donation. For real, when we did the in-person draft, I feel like we kind of missed that now, and it's unfortunate, but life goes on, and we all have to make do. So,
I've had actual conversations with my wife about scheduling a trip back to Cortland, Youngstown, Warren area, just for the food.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even talk about, maybe we could see this person or we could do that. No, food. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think we do need to somehow to find a way to get Drew up there and you, Logan, and I to go back up there maybe next year to at least do one more in person, maybe at Angelo's at Brothers, if he can fit us in there. I think that'd be fun to do one more to start year 21, if we can work that out.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I think we should definitely keep that in the back pocket. Let's see if we can pull that thing out for next year. I like it. Gents, I want to talk, there's much said today about all the things that we love about this league. I know that I've got a couple of ideas. Drew, I've talked with you about a couple of these things. This thing ain't broke. I don't want to fix it. It's great. I'm talking little tweaks. Pops, start us off.
The only thing that I would change is I would go back. 18's too much for a roster. Just go back to 16. I think that we did that for the COVID years. We don't need 16. We don't need 18. I say we go back to 16 or 15 and make the free agent board a little more active. But that's the only thing. Everything else is perfect for me.
Yeah, I hear that. Drew, what you got?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think the strategy is different when you have two more bench spots. So I don't mind it, but you got to draft better, and it's hard to pick those guys. You got to pick guys in the late rounds that pan out. If you don't do that, then it doesn't work out. But 16 is fine with me too, and I'm not going to be as crazy as Pat with it, but leaving the free agent auction budget, I think, is something that we could look at as well. I don't hate that idea because it does get hard sometimes to pick up players during the year. There was at one point Pat was like, we can just tank the first 2 weeks and get the injured guys backups, and we might have a better chance in the league come late, December.
Mm-hmm.
So I think kind of if you reduce the amount of spots, you might look at free agent auction budgets.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. We lost Pops temporarily. He's going to hop back on here, but I think that's good. You and I have talked about that in the past too. The system that we have now has been the system that we've had forever. Back Pops, and it just towards the teams that the first couple of games. I know that there are pretty big picks that have been made for agent realm, like later. But those first couple of guys, this guy is going to be the starter or the running back position, and then all this week, and then you've got formation. So yeah, I hear you. One thing that I thought about was I know 18 has a lot of roster spots right now, and if we want to keep that or reduce that down, cool. I think if we keep 18, consider maybe one more starting position. Maybe another flex or something else. I don't know, if that's something that folks are interested in or not, but this is an idea that I have.
I'm not big on that change because it kind of changes the structure of the history of your scoring totals. I mean, I know Major League Baseball after 100 years made some great changes today, this year, but I don't know if I'm ready to. I think
we got 80 more years before we need to get there.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like the flex, super flex kind of thing. Well, I mean, not super flex. One quarterback, but you can play three wide receivers, three running backs. I think it changes the draft aspect because if I picked late this year, and I didn't. I ended up with Kelsey, and then I got AJ Brown, and so now I feel like I had to draft a bunch of running backs. So it was just trying to find that balance. I think it helps you out because then you can just stick with wide receivers or running backs, and it kind of fixes that.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, one thing that I've noticed about with these 18 roster spots, it can be challenging at times, but that free agent wire is slim pickings once we get later in the season. So, you know, it rewards the coach that's constantly churning that free agent waiver wire, trying to get folks maybe a week before the guy and get them on your game. So, you know, it's a different wrinkle. Guys, I want to switch to the next one. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting a little feedback on there.
I am too.
I don't know if jumping on the computer will change anything because I'm on the phone now. But
hold on one second here. A little technical difficulty. First thing.
I don't know why I keep dropping off.
Okay, I think we're back. Let's mute when we're not talking. How about that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into the next one. Pops, I want to start with you on this one. You know, I've got the coach that terrifies me every time I see him on my schedule. Do you have that coach?
Well, I have a coach I don't like to play. I mean, I'm looking at both of them right now, but if I had to pick one, I think the record speaks for itself. He resides down in North Carolina right now, and I'm 4-12-1 against him, so it isn't pretty.
Yeah, I was going to bring that 4-12-1 up.
Yeah, I see it. It's up here on the wall.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you got to get that framed.
Is it?
No, it's going to change.
Is it the sign that your players hit on the way out of the locker room to the field?
Yeah, I think it's actually been more even the last couple of years because I think it was 06 and something at one time. So I think I'm fighting back.
That's a big ass.
You know, I hate screaming collusion, but I just never seem to end up in your division.
I think you were the last year or the year before.
It's been a few years.
And I think that's what I made.
I'm upset about it because I look forward to those 2 wins on the schedule every year.
Hey, yeah, just
and then
keep it up.
the breakdown comes out, and there you are in the East, and I'm in the West, or vice versa. And I'm like, man, we couldn't get any farther away if we tried. I like that.
If you look at the division winning history, I think I've won 5 divisions in a row, so I don't think you do want to be in that division.
At 10-4, I'll take my chances.
Well, you can take your chances, but I think if you look back to when you were in my division a couple years ago, I don't think it went that well for you.
It might not have, but I know what 2 games I won.
But I got you in the playoffs one year, but you got me too.
Well, last year, I think Mike and I were in the same division. I forget who else was there, but we all had 8 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole division went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy.
That was the first time that had ever happened.
Yeah, and I ended up going to the Super Bowl, and by technicality, I let Jason win.
Yeah, that was nice of you.
You're an awful generous heart.
That's how I play. You know.
Yeah.
Drew, who's the coach that scares you?
What's that?
Who's the coach that scares you?
You know, I can't open the email saying who my record, but I feel like every time I play Dan, thank God he's leaving. I mean, great commission all, but I gotta beat him eventually, right? I mean, I don't if he, you know, we'll see how we do over the next few years, and then I'll see if I want to invite him back or not. I don't know. I might not. You know, if I can go 10-4 against the Empire, you know, I'll send him a commission I'll send him $20 to stay out of the league, whatever I got to do, because it's just ugly. Every time I play Dan, I go into the week and I'm minus 4.5 points on the spread. I feel good. Everybody's hitting stride, and then they just follow. They fold like a cheap lawn chair for me, and Dan puts up 90, and it's gross.
You know, I'm just starting to get a peek behind the curtain. He's got this like special commissioner tab that, you know, you can manipulate different like draft orders, and you have to, you know, enforce rules and things like that. So I haven't explored all of it, but, you know, maybe I can start to look into pressing any button because I have the same coach that you have. I don't know what my record is. I chose not to look at it, but it's one of the two coaches that I have a losing record against. So Dan, yeah, it's been great. Your commissionership has been inspirational, and hopefully something that we can draw from. But yeah, have a great time, and we'll see you back down the road.
Well, just for me, I'm going to miss him. I'm 16-9 against him, so I want him back.
So that's where his losses came from.
I did have to look up. This was 2021 season. I was in your division there, Tsunami. You did win the division at 8-6. I tanked at 4-10. I had 2 wins in the division though, and I haven't looked up exactly which ones those were. But I'm going to take a wild guess and say I know.
I think I got you once. I could look back.
Yeah, that's the thing about
I didn't want to dig too deep. I just wanted to take shot when I had it.
Let me see. Let's go to 2021.
I'm open for 3. I took the shot.
You're either Drew. I feel like you're either in the Super Bowl or you're in the toilet.
In the tank.
Yeah,
in the tank. Yeah. I go bold. When I draft, I go bold, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains.
Yeah. You go bold in life, not just in fantasy football.
That's right.
That's a different topic for a different day. I want to mention one more thing. We've got 2 new coaches coming in here. One, in actuality, we kind of out of Kara. We know at the end. Coming in full steam ahead next year. I don't want to start on the wrong foot with the replacements. And I'm telling you what, I want to think ahead to our divisional backgrounds and battlegrounds. But the team is pretty good. So I'm seeing them on my side. And I don't want to lose that match.
Well, we played with him in the other league, and we know he's capable. And looking ahead, I think he drafted pretty well today, even from the first pick. He had the first pick, and but he did well after that too. He's got a pretty solid team.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, let's jump to the next one. Drew, this is for you. Steal of the draft. Who was the best value at their draft slot?
The steal, that's a tough one. I had a bunch of non-steals, not solid picks. I feel like I even made 1 or 2 of them. But the steal, I mean, he took Mike Williams from me. I know that stands out. Of course, you drafted right in front of me. Again, collusion. I don't know how that worked out. But I was looking through the roster. Somebody has 4 or 5 tight ends.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was not you this time. It was not you. So that's good.
Yeah, that year I was taking a stab. There were like 3 sophomore tight ends, 1 rookie tight end, and I needed a starter. And I was like, hey, one of these guys is going to pan out. None of them did.
I'm not looking at anybody saying that there was the best pick, but I will say 10th pick, 5th round, George Pickens was high on my radar, and Kirby Kings took him. And then you back that up taking Mike Williams from me. So I got pretty salty right about the 5th round when a guy I wanted in the 7th round, George Pickens, is gone. And then I was looking at, okay, if I don't get Pickens, I need a wide receiver. Who do I want? Mike Williams was my next pick. And then you took him. And so then I settled for 2 running backs, naturally.
Yeah. Hey, Peter's got to shoot. You got to get your guys.
Yeah. I hope George Pickens tears his ACL, and I hope Mike Williams breaks a leg.
Well, Mike Williams probably will break a leg, so you don't have to worry about
it. He tends to. He tends to.
As an only child, I love hearing my name being brought up. You're an only child, you get that. So, Pops, who's your steal of the draft?
Oh boy, it's a lot of guys. I know who my not steals of the draft are. Steals of the draft. I don't know. There's a lot riding. Jonathan Taylor, what round did he go in?
I don't know.
That's a make or break kind of.
I saw him on the board for at least 6 or 7 rounds.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one because I agree. I don't think he's going to play, but if he does, that's a game changer.
You're not spending a lot of capital at the 7th.
If he ends up getting traded, though,
yeah,
that could be huge.
Yeah. See, I hear Tampa Bay could be trading Curtis, the Godwin guy, and that's why I drafted him. I think he might go to a contender before the trade deadline. But
Anybody
yes,
but Baker, and that could really work out.
yeah. So the steal, I don't know. I don't have a steal yet.
Yeah, I think that's a postseason question.
Right.
Now we can really quick switch to the next topic. And Big Daddy drafted Justin Tucker, 9th pick of the 2nd round. That
I mean, there's
stands
not
out.
much you could say.
I mean, I like to go
great
bold,
pick, but not
there's a
there.
fine line between bold and I just don't want to win this year.
Mhm. And
He's telling it.
I love Tom. Tom, great dude. I feel like he took a lot of shit in the draft room for that pick.
As he should have.
And well deserved.
In round 13, he's a Hall of Famer, which we'll get to later.
He is.
You cannot take that away from the man. But
No.
yeah, I think we all had that one as maybe. I don't know if that's the best pick of the draft. I do have 2 steals of the draft. I want to bring these 2 up before we get ahead of ourselves. With the 12th pick in the 6th round, I thought about taking this guy a couple rounds earlier when I took the quarterback Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, taken by the replacements.
Yeah.
I think that he's got the potential to really be a difference maker. I know in passing, people are skeptical on how good he's a thrower, but at the end of the year, he really made it.
He was the sixth quarterback, I think, taken, or 7th maybe. You think he finishes top 7 quarterbacks?
I think he's going to finish top 5.
Yeah, I do too. He could be top 4 actually for me.
I think he's going to get injured. You run that much?
Yeah, it's scary. We know his
last year was unprecedented.
Yeah.
His running, his passing was pretty much awful the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
My
we'll see.
My other guy, I was surprised that Kelsey fell to you with the 12th pick in the 1st round. I thought he was going to be taken earlier. So
I did too.
Yeah.
He wasn't part of the strategy, but I respected the pick.
Yeah, no, it wasn't mine either. But he was on the board at 12. I mean, normally I am a wait on tight end, grab 1, 2 or 3 and figure it out. But he was sitting there at pick 12. And I mean, that's like, if he plays all 17 games, that's what, 14, 15 touchdowns? It was funny. NFL Network was playing the game last year. I can't remember who they played, where he scored 4 touchdowns in one game. And I remember you were cruising to victory last year, Mike, against whoever had Kelsey.
Yep.
Until he put up 4 touchdowns in that game, and then you lost on was it a Sunday or Monday night?
I think it was Monday night game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was playing through my head at the 12th pick.
Yeah. Well, take it from somebody in 20 years that has averaged 1.5 points per game from his tight end. It'd be nice to have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, not my strategy, but I'll take it.
Let's run through these divisions here quickly. We've got in the Eastern Division, the replacements, Kirby King, Big Daddy's, and the Players Club. Drew, who you got coming out of the division with a championship?
In that one, I had, was it the Club or the Kings, I think, looking at the rosters. Yeah, I think with Jason, you need Jonathan Taylor to play somewhere this year.
Yeah.
That'd be huge. That's because he has Eckler too and Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and George Kittle at tight end. If Kittle stays healthy and what's his name plays, Taylor plays, and then Kirby King's actually, I think I have Kirby King's winning it. Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Damian Pierce could be good. Javonte Williams could be a big play. DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, Sky Moore was a guy I wanted bad. He picked him up around before I could get him. He has George Pickens too. I think that'll be tough.
Yeah, I hear you. Pop, who you got?
I'd have the replacements. If Justin Fields plays like we think he can, I think he did well enough throughout with getting Andrews, who's to me is the second best tight end. Gibbs, I like Gibbs. McCaffrey, we know if he stays healthy. Receivers aren't terrible. Olave and Ridley, he's got some talent there. I think if Fields is a difference maker, he's got a chance. I think he can win that division.
Yeah, I had the same pick. You know, I'm looking at his starting lineup with Fields at quarterback, and then I was like, okay, running back, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, he's not the RB1, but then I looked at the wide receivers. He's got Olave and Ridley starting. And then I looked at it, and he's got Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That starting lineup is strong.
Yeah, I think there's 3 teams there that all have a chance.
Yeah.
I think the Eastern Division is going to be really tough.
Well, let's just say this. If Justin Tucker gets 4 60-yard field goals every game, Tom could be right in it.
That's all he needs.
All right.
That's all he needs.
Let's transition to the Central. We've got the Tsunami, the Golden Tanks, the Bushwhackers, and the Shark. Pops, who you got?
Well, the Sharks look pretty strong. To me, it's the Sharks and the Tsunami. And I just want to say it's kind of unique. I looked at these divisions. There's 6 original members in the league left. There's 2 in each division, so that's kind of neat that they're spread out like that. But yeah, the Tanks. I don't know, man. Justin Jefferson, and then I couldn't find anything else. He'll probably beat me, but I couldn't find anything. The Whackers, Hurts, Cup. If Cup plays, that's a weapon. But hamstrings, we know how long hamstrings can go.
He's going to see a specialist.
Right, and that doesn't sound good.
Not great.
And Bijan Robinson, and I really couldn't find a whole lot to write home about. So
yeah.
I think the Tsunami is going to win it over the Sharks in a close one.
Okay. Drew, who you got?
Neither of you guys.
Okay.
No offense. Yeah, I got the Saints winning that. Quarterback, they got Dak and Tua. If you play those guys right, and Tua can play more than, I don't know, 3 or 5 quarters this year, he's got a shot there. And then you got James Cook, Joe Mixon. Pacheco could be good. We don't know. And then you got Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those could be 2 first-round picks right there. I don't know how you get Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra on the same team.
Yeah,
that's gross.
I agree. I had both of those guys last year on my team, and it was great to have them.
I will say,
Amon-Ra, he catches a ton of balls, not a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah, I will say this: great quarterback division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty strong division with quarterbacks.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I had Tsunami and the Sharks as the final 2, and maybe I've got tunnel vision. We're all happy with our draft once it's over, at least most of us. The reason I gave myself the nod was because you were going to Europe for like a month.
I do it every year.
Yeah, so you'll start strong, and then you're going to tank. Win for 5 weeks.
No, 5 straight division championships.
Yeah,
I've gone to Europe every year. I'm not. It's been.
Well, I remember distinctly like making waiver wire pickups for you for one of these trips. So
But now I'm good to go. Now I travel extensively. I'm good.
And he's not in my division, so he'll cruise. Cruise.
So I gave myself the nod because you're going to lose focus. You should enjoy life, I guess, and experience different things. Maybe I don't know.
We'll see.
Is that what people do?
Experience losing the division, maybe.
Amen, brother. Because I don't know if you realize, but I like to win my division as well. Anyhow, let's move on to the Western Division. We've got the 69ers, the Nuts, the Coyotes, and the Empire. Pops, who you got?
Well, I've got the Niners and the Bucknuts being the top 2 teams in there. I give the edge to the Niners. I think he's a pretty solid team. Again, the quarterbacks don't excite me much in this whole division, but I think he's pretty well balanced. And Drew with the weapon of Kelsey, with A.J. Brown. Bryce Hall is a key. Going to be interesting to see how he does. I think those are 2 strong teams. The other 2 are kind of, I think they're playing for top draft picks next year.
Drew, who you got?
Yeah, I was going to try to be modest and say the Niners, but then we put in rosters, and I'm a 1.5 point favorite in week 1. And then the Niners have pretty much the whole Seattle roster. I don't understand. Geno Smith, he's starting at quarterback. I'm not buying that. Kenneth Walker, maybe. DK Metcalf's a beast, but Geno, I'm not loving that. And every single coach in the division drafted 2 kickers except me. So they all decided they didn't want to pick, and they wanted to take another kicker. While I'm out there getting running backs and wide receivers, they're worried about who's going to kick a football for them. You know what I mean?
Plenty of those guys.
So I'm confident. I'm confident at this point.
Well, I had it between those 2 teams as well, and I was torn. I'm not going to lie, because Drew, I know that you are on the waiver wire. There are players that are going to be the starter in 3 weeks that are on your. That's just something we're used to. But you've got this little curveball coming at you this year, which is something you've never experienced before. You've experienced a lot of different things, but you have 3 weeks right now. You've got 2 more that are in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Now, this can work one of 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
You are either going to pay attention and say that you don't care about it, just because, like, unintentionally, you have a lot of other things going on, or you'll be so pissed off and exhausted. This might be the only thing that you do. And, I feel like I know you well, and I think you're going to really enjoy fantasy football. So I gave you that.
I'm going to have to get away from the craziness often. So I think I'll retreat somewhere, and I will just pour over NFL stats. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a break and a breather. All right. We've got a division. I want to talk Super Bowl picks before we jump on to the next one. You got good ones.
I'm going with the that's a tough one. Go to Drew on this. Let me ponder this a minute longer on the Super Bowl.
We're talking teams, like real teams. Super Bowl.
No. CFFL. Super Bowl.
Me, obviously.
Who you going to be?
I've been there. Was it 3 out of the last 5 years?
I think we have 4 total.
I have 2 wins, and then I was there last year.
Yeah, I think you have 4 total appearances.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously the stats say this guy. As far as who else, that's tough. I think it's going to be out of the East probably, because again, I just looking at those teams, I just feel like they're going to beat the crap out of each other, and so replacements, Kings, Club, they all have a team. I pick one of those 3. I'll beat them, but they'll be there.
Popsy's shitting on us right in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's tapping into down there, but he's not making a lot of sense. I look at that division. I go to a quarterback division. Quarterbacks in football always are the difference makers. Other than Allen, Josh Allen's a good one to have, but injuries are going to take their toll on that young man pretty soon. It's it's going to come out of the Central. I'm going to go with the Sharks. Are going to win the division. He's going to be the new commissioner. He's going to go. No new team's going to win the division, so that eliminates the replacement or the Super Bowl.
Okay,
that eliminates them. So I'm going to say the Sharks are going to take it this year.
Oh, man,
You got that monkey on your back now, little man.
Little man.
Well, apparently, I'm going to see you there, Mike.
I guess, yeah. I had you facing off against the replacements, Drew. And I had you nudging it out because I thought I'm buying into the theory that you're just all in this year. That's your focus.
Okay.
All right, quickly, let's see here. I want to go over the career earnings breakdown. We didn't really go over that in the draft, but Tsunami, you're leading the charge at $2,415.
Yeah.
Empire number 1,075. We got the Bushwhackers at 1,335. We've got the Sharks at 1,305, and the Nuts at 12.7. You've got one more, the Players Club in the 1,000 club. He's got 1,030, and then the Band at 950. We don't have anybody else right now over $400 in career earnings. Just wanted to give that up. I want to also mention that our 77 pop is up to a total of $480. Now that means that if you hit 77 total during the race season, you get $400 in your pocket and on the career. Now, for someone who did 77 at least twice that I can remember in the playoffs, it might have been 3 times. This is kind of a bullshit, but it is what it is. Guys, I think there's 2 candidates that could be a Hall of Fame inductee. We've got the Nut, who's NFL and King of the Hill shy. And then we've got the Coyote, who needs the NFL King of the Hill and a Super Bowl. Are we going to add a Hall of Fame inductee?
I'm going to take this one, and I think we should, just because of the food itself, I think that should be a new category. If you supply those subs for 20 years, that's a Hall of Famer for me. Forget about the football. You know, I still think you should win. There's a couple other things in here, like the 77 pool. You should have won everything except the toilet bowl. I'd be the only Hall of Famer because I'm the only one that's won the 77 pool. I've won them all.
You're talking to a guy that's won 4 toilet bowls.
I don't know that I've ever been in the toilet bowl.
I'm usually so bad I don't even have a chance at that, or I'm so good that I'm way past toilet bowl.
So yeah, I think we need to have that 77 pool and go back and erase all these people that are in there erroneously.
So, if the stats are right, you're the only person to have ever won 77 poll.
Yeah.
I think he is the only person that's ever
So
won.
he just wants to build his own little house.
Yeah, hey,
And
I'm
put
in
his
this league
bus
for the
there,
money.
and then
Winning the
just
Super Bowls are
lock the
nice, but
doors.
it's all luck. Who could forget a couple years ago I was 12-2 with the best team going ever, and Alvin Kamara scores 6 touchdowns in the playoff game. They beat me. I still score 80 points in that Super Bowl or playoff game and lose. And the next week in the Super Bowl, the guy scores 20 points or whoever, might have been against you, Drew, and loses the Super Bowl. So the money is what I'm in here for. I want to hit that 77 pull to get me up to close to the 3,000 range and get a nice little gap.
I think anybody that hits the 77 pull is like right next to you in money.
They're
at this
coming.
point,
They're coming in a quick,
approaching $500, I think. So, as far as being able to pick King of the Hill and the pool wins, that's going to be tough to do. But I'm going to have to focus on that this year as well. So I've come close. I was in a tiebreaker for the King of the Hill one year. And per ESPN, we were doing it on ESPN at the time, and per their tiebreaker rules, I would have won. But per the commissioner, rest in peace, I did. So, again, got the shaft on that. Yeah, air quotes, right? So, and then with the win pool, I'm going to pick all my Thursday night games today. Because if I miss one more Thursday night game, I'm going to lose my mind. Because I always put myself behind that 8 ball, missing the Thursday game.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I have to pick better on Sunday. And then I screw it up. And it just throws me off the game. And then I lose the season by 5 picks, 6 picks, 7 picks. And a couple Thursday games, and I might have been in the mix. So,
yeah.
That's the toughest thing to win to me is that NFL picks. Because it goes on all year and it just takes forever. I've been lucky. I won it last year. I think I've won it 3 times, but it's the hardest.
And the winner's in the 70th percentile somewhere. You know, they're picking 3-1 winners.
Yep. Which straight up, you'll have weeks where you dominate, weeks that you kind of stink. But honestly, just making all the picks and looking at spreads and trying to figure it out, it takes a little time. But if you can get it right, yeah.
All right, guys. That's what we had on the book for this first ever. I want to take a quick look ahead. Anything you're looking forward to? Final closing comments. What do you got for us?
Well, just to recap, you want to talk. I don't know what these power rankings, how the site chooses the power rankings.
Yeah.
But you want to hear them?
Tell us.
Yeah.
The 12th ranked team with the 12th best roster are the Kirby Kings. The Empire is the 11th best roster. The Players Club is 10th. The Bushwhackers are 9th. The Taints are 8th. The Coyotes are 7th.
Still haven't heard my name.
6th. Now they have the Land Sharks then the Bucknuts, then the replacements, then the Tsunami, and then the 69ers are supposed to have the best roster. How they choose it, I don't know.
Give us
But
the top three one more time.
What's that?
Top three one more time. What'd you say?
The top three are the 69ers, the Tsunami, and the replacements.
Huh.
So those should be the division winners.
New Jack.
New Jack
Yeah,
is in the money.
They got me at 4.
They got you at
But
4.
That's
And
like
you
the
at 5.
Yahoo or ESPN draft results where you get a D and then you win all, like you go like
Your percent of
12 and
winnings
4 in the
99%,
league and win
and
the
the
Super
kick gets
Bowl.
blocked. Yeah.
Yeah. It's silly. It's cute. The 69ers, I hope he's really excited about this and thinks that means something. In fact, I'm just going to tell him right now, don't even hit the waiver wire. You're set. You drafted the best.
That's true.
Don't even hit the wire. You got this in the bag, and good luck on your 3-win season.
Yeah. We're like the Browns right now. We're all undefeated.
That's
And
right.
This could be the year.
This could be the year.
Yeah. Prove that it won't. Wait a couple of weeks, and we can take care of that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's been fun. If the people like this, do we want to do?
Yeah, I think you should do it again. Get some other guests on.
Okay.
And it'd be kind of cool. I think it's a neat thing to do.
All right,
Give
Lee.
the people what they want.
That's
Yep.
right. Hey, give us some feedback, people. If you guys enjoy this, do you want more of one thing, less of another? We don't really care. You enjoy it. If you want it, we'll give it to you.
I
Pops,
think during the season, too, we'll get a lot more trash talk going on when we can talk matchups and what happened that week. And, I think getting the Players Club on here after a tough loss would be really exciting for everybody.
I think that's
I'm
a
looking
great
forward to that.
It's a great idea. You can be our content coordinator.
Yeah, don't bring him on when he wins. Just after he loses, like real close one.
Yeah.
Make sure he's on.
Herm Edwards revisited.
Everybody will enjoy that.
I'm
I know,
40. I'm a man. We're almost 40. We can give that speech.
That's right.
I did this after I put my kids to bed, and it turns out that all my kids are not to bed.
Sorry, you get to bed, sweetheart.
Oh, no way.
I'm gonna roll, guys.
All
Thanks.
right.
Later,
Good night,
guys.
boys.
Good luck.
Good luck.